What is up, Steelers Nation? Thank you so much for jumping on to another episode of the AST Call-In Show. I'm Noah Strackbine. Find me always at youtube.com/All Steelers Talk. Check me out anywhere you get your podcasts. As always, before we get going here, hit that like and subscribe button. Can't thank you enough. As always, we're nearing 60,000 and it's nuts. And I am so excited to give away a signed Deshaun Elliott jersey, hopefully right in time for Deshaun Elliott to make his return to the football field. Shout out to all of our members who called into today's call-in show. If you want to become a member, join the lovely people who called in. You can do so by clicking the link in the description below of both the audio and the video. With that said, I won't hold you guys up any longer. Let's get into it.
Noah. What's good? What's good, Steeler Nation? This is Dustin, a.k.a. Tater Chip Salad. Just had to come up with a name for a picnic pack. Everyone else is Tater this and Tater that. Well, I'm Tater Chip. We freaking did it, suckers. We're in this freaking playoffs, man. Talk about anxiety ridden.
Yes,
just
sir.
like a true Steelers fan. Let's flip and go. Oh, man, I'm hating the Steelers half of the game and then loving them at the end, praying to Jesus God himself. And he came through.
Yes,
and
sir.
Loop went for a loop-de-loop and missed that field goal and dag on it. Holy mother of God. So, oh, man, I should be going to bed right now, but I'm too jazzed up. And holy smokes, we are in the flipping playoffs. I cannot wait to hear what you and Jacob have to say on the show. Now, Steeler Nation, let's flip and go. This is I'm back in rehab, boys. I'm about 8 games in, but I'm going to give my sober take tomorrow. But I am happy as a wallaby. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I hope y'all enjoy it. Shout out Steeler Nation. Love y'all. Love you, Noah. Peace.
Yes, sir. Love you, brother. That was the perfect way to start the show. I don't even think I could add anything to that. I think that was just priceless. Shout out to Darth Tater Chip Salad, my guy. I knew something was coming. I didn't know what it was, and made sure that we started the show with you because I've just been jazzed up all week to hear what you have to say. And let me tell you, I am as happy as a wallaby that we kicked it off with that one. That was awesome. I won't ruin it by saying anything. My guy, I know you called back in. We'll get to it. And when we do, I'm excited. My guy, thank you for that. Was the best. That was one of the best inaugural calls we've ever had. Shout out to my dude.
Hey, Noah, what is up? Eli here, a.k.a. Ball Treatment Specialist. As always,
Yes, sir.
If you need your balls treated, just let me know.
You know where to find them.
I'm going to try not to ramble here, but that will probably fail. I've been described as many things in my life, but brief has never been one of them. So I've got two main things, just kind of a point and then a question. So the first thing I want to bring up is that this was the first game I remember in a long time where Tomlin actually lived by the phrase, "We do not live in our fears."
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Normally he says that, and then, when it's late in every game, we end up playing the back-off defense and let them think they dump their way down the field, and we just fall apart. This time he consistently brought pressure on Lamar late in the game, called blitzes, wasn't afraid to dial it up. And, we paid the price for it twice with those deep bombs to Zay Flowers, but I would rather have that than just watch the team play this this wishy-washy, back off, patty cake style of defense, and just let the other team move the ball on them. So,
agreed.
I love to see that, even though Tomlin deserves his fair share of criticism.
For sure.
The other thing, the question I have is, should we be worried about Boz? He missed at least one big field goal against Cleveland, right? Maybe two, I can't remember. He misses this extra point against Baltimore. Like, for Pittsburgh, his reliability is like a really important part of the team. Maybe he might be the most important kicker for his team of anyone in the league. So I'm just wondering how concerned we should be about that. I don't know how windy it was last night, but anyway.
Not windy enough. Eli, my guy, agree with the defense totally and wholeheartedly. The Steelers should also always be a creative, fun, go after you defense because they have creative, fun guys. You know, you don't have Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, even Jack Sawyer, Cam Hayward, Derek Harmon, Keanu Benton, just to sit around and be like, be all right. Yeah, even Brandon Eccles, fantastic blitzer off of the edge from the corner position. They should always be a go-get-you style defense because that's how they win. That's how they force teams to make turnovers. They should always be that defense. I loved what I saw from them defensively, but I've liked what I've seen from them defensively the last couple of weeks, and I hope it continues into the playoffs. This is going to be the do the Steelers live in their fears or do they not game? This is the deciding factor. This is here it is. The lights are brighter than they've ever been. The situation is bigger than it's ever been. What happens? Do they go in there and lay an egg and go back to their soft, kind of sad style defense, or do they go back to what they've been doing the last couple of weeks? And I hope that it is the latter. For Chris Boswell, I'm worried. You know, Boz is a guy that you have to trust. You have to be able to trust. Now, Boz didn't technically miss the field goal against Baltimore, and we've learned that since this call came in. It was blocked. I think if you go back and watch it, you know, it is real off for that to be just a Boz miss. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's earned the benefit of the doubt over the years, but you missed one in Cleveland. You can't miss another one. You can't do it because if you do, then it's like, oh, okay, what's happening to Chris Boswell real late in the season in times where you need Chris Boswell? It's concerning. I don't think it could be non-concerning. I don't know. My level of concern isn't 100, but if for kickers, it goes 0 to real bad, real fast because it's not like, oh man, one bad pass, you just come back next week. It's fine. It's, if the Steelers need a game-winning field goal against the Houston Texans, can you put Chris Boswell out there and trust that he's going to get it done? That's concerning. That's so concerning. So I'm going to give Boz the benefit of the doubt. Boz has come through for the Pittsburgh Steelers so many times. He's done some incredible things. Even this season, he's done incredible things. I'm concerned, but I'm hoping that he destroys that concern by going out and having a great postseason because that's all he needs. You know what I mean? All you need is one game or two games for you to sit there and go, yeah, Boz is all right. We're fine. It was a weird situation. Wasn't windy against Baltimore. Was windy against Cleveland. The Cleveland thing, like, not good, not ideal. Got to make those field goals. It was windy in Cleveland. Baltimore, it better have been a block. Like, you know, it's a close. If you go back and watch it, it's close, but it better have been a block because it was not windy enough.
Going on, Steeler Nation. Just calling back in. I told you I'd give you my sober take in the morning. I was so excited last night. I had to let it all out. Positively vent, if you will. Still working on the name, though. The name, you know, it's a tater chip. I'm thinking maybe tater sack. I don't know. I'm going to let the pick and pack decide. But, man, hell of a win. Stress-inducing as always, anxiety-ridden. Can't go wrong with a Steelers-Ravens primetime game, especially one that determines who goes to the playoffs and who has to wait until next year. But, damn, that was wild. Extremely looking forward to DK coming back.
Yes.
Next Monday against the Houston Texans.
Yes, sir.
And man, I really hope that they get that helmet situation figured out. As you said, hopefully it's not the Wi-Fi.
Dude, the Wi-Fi is garbage.
So,
but no, I doubt it. I doubt it was the Wi-Fi.
And I hope Arthur Smith has something better to give Aaron Rodgers, or Aaron Rodgers should just run the whole entire show himself. But I have faith, like you said. The only teams that I'm really, I wouldn't even say scared of. I'd say the Patriots are a definite one to watch out for. Maybe the Chargers, but
definitely the Chargers. Chargers are
terrifying. Other than that, I'm going in off of that energy when we was the 6th seed. At least we got one playoff game in this, but with Aaron Rodgers in there, I don't think we have too much to fear. And obviously, I still don't believe that Calvin Austin is the number 2. But damn, did he step up in this game. And I know Jaylen Warren, he didn't have a huge chunk of yards, but whenever he's no Derrick Henry either. But like you said in a previous show, he's a little muscle hamster. And
yes,
he's just a bowling ball. Once he gets rolling, he just bing, bing, bing.
Yes, he's as reliable as they come.
Yeah, with that,
reliable as they come.
I'm going to leave it there. Shout out to and Jacob. Shout out to the Picnic Pack.
Yes, sir.
1 week at a time, as always. It's literally that now, or we're going to be crying at the house again. So, love y'all. Let's go, Steeler Nation. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will say, and this is not just to you. This is to everybody. There are too many people overlooking the Denver Broncos. Way too many people overlooking the Denver Broncos. If the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl, it wouldn't surprise me even in the slightest. That team is way more scary than anybody wants to give them credit for. Everybody looks at the offensive side of the football always. That's always everybody's go-to is, well, the offense doesn't look good. Yeah, that's awesome. You want to know whose offense didn't look good when the Steelers won the Super Bowl as a 6th seed? The Steelers. it was the defense. The defense was ridiculous, and they got them through a large chunk of those games, not just in the playoffs, but in the season in general. That's who the Denver Broncos are. Nobody can overlook the Denver Broncos. And if you are ignoring what football is and always has been, and that is defenses win championships. Go ask the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs last year because their defense was ridiculous. The Denver Broncos, in my eyes, are the scariest team in the NFL, are the scariest team in the AFC. The New England Patriots are number 2. The Los Angeles Chargers are number 3. I think the Steelers can compete with anybody. I think the Steelers, if they play their best, can compete and beat anybody in the AFC North. Anybody who says, and too many people, and I'm not calling you out. I think a lot of people have said this. You haven't said it. So many people have. The Broncos, they don't scare me. They should terrify you. They should terrify you. They are a very good football team with a ridiculous defense, and defenses win championships, and they always will. I'm excited for DK. I'm fired up to see DK at practice today and to see what he can do. I don't expect a massive game from him. I just expect the offense to have another weapon that they could look at to take away pressure from everybody else. Calvin Austin isn't a wide receiver 2, but he's a reliable wide receiver 3 on a lot of teams in the National Football League. And I think the Steelers should utilize him as that. And he comes up clutch when you need him to. Shout out to Calvin Austin. And when it comes to Jaylen Warren, man, I love that guy. I love Jaylen Warren, dude. He's so much fun to watch. He's explosive. He's electric. He could create the big play when, you give him the opportunity to. But at bare minimum, this dude almost never touches the football and gets 2 yards. Almost never. If Jaylen Warren touches the football, it's almost guaranteed he's getting 4 to 5 yards. He's as reliable as they come. He should have, in my eyes, him and Kenny G should have been duo Pro Bowlers because, my gosh, were they good. And shout out to both of them. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I'm excited to see what Monday brings. A lot of nerves, but we'll make picks today. I still don't think I'm ready to make my pick. We'll find out. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. don't overlook the Houston Texans either. I think people are already overlooking the Houston Texans. You win 9 games in a row in the National Football League, you're a good football team. I don't care who you've beaten. I don't care if you've won your division or not. You won 9 games in a row. The Steelers' record is just over 500 over the last 9 games. Like, it's impressive. It's impressive what the Houston Texans have done. And their defense is scary good. So don't overlook them. It's going to be a good game.
Yo, Noah, what's up? Hey, Steelers family, let's hear it. We're going on to the next round. We got another week of football to live for. Ratbirds,
yes, sir.
Have fun in Cancun. Bye, Ratbirds. Anyway, let me say this. Jalen Ramsey needs to be moved to cornerback instantly. We need Jabrice Peppers back on the field at safety. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, Noah. All the Steelers Nation out there, here we go to the Super Bowl. A-Rod's going to lead us. His third eye opened up, and it guided the kick straight out of the way. Here we go. Ratbird, have fun in Cancun.
My guy, what a phone call. That was awesome. Hopefully, look at the Baltimore Ravens are doing a lot more before Cancun right now. You just got to hope that they end up with the Vance Joseph over Kevin Stefanski or Mike McDonald or anybody else, or McDaniel or anybody else that could turn Lamar Jackson into an absolute animal. Aaron Rodgers, man, I'll tell you this. The NFL is about defense, but if I'm going to put a Steelers quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger to win him a playoff game, there's a mile wide gap between Aaron Rodgers and anybody else on that list. Just saying. Jalen Ramsey, I guess he should be playing corner. He should be playing slot corner, but Jalen's Jalen's a starter in the National Football League, but he's also 31, 32 years old, something like that. And you see the decline coming. You see a guy who is in clearly the back half of his career, who is nearing the end over the next couple of seasons, who is going to quickly turn into a Patrick Peterson over the next couple of years, where you play him in zone and he works, but you play him in man-to-man and he doesn't. He's not fast enough to keep up with some of these guys, and you've seen it. I like Brandon Echols a lot. Jabril Peppers is, maybe he should start at safety. I don't know. It's tough because you can't, going into the playoffs, to say we are going to put a guy out there that we haven't really put out there at all season and trust that he could play the safety position and not let anybody deep. Maybe it works, but maybe it is the worst decision you can make, and it is a dangerous time to be making that decision. So if Deshaun Elliott came back, it'd be a different situation. And you say, yep, easy with ease. You put Jalen Ramsey back at corner and say you're the slot guy. I think the best thing to do is to look him in the eyes and say, Jalen, why do you refuse to play deep? Why won't you play the safety position the way you should play the safety position? Because that's his problem. It's not, I can't keep up with guys. It's that he's trying to play man coverage as a safety. Play deep. Your job is to not let anybody get behind you, but yet you run at them as if you're going to just stay with them. Play safety. I think that's the biggest component to this. So Jabril Peppers could work. I'm not going to say that would be a bad idea. It'd be a risky idea, a risky move, but is it more risky or less risky than keeping Jalen back there and having him mess up? I don't know. I think that's a great question. They won't make the change. Maybe they should. And honestly, I don't think in my eyes, Jalen is not a guy that you bring back next season. They probably will, but he wouldn't be a guy you brought back next season if I had the decision to make here. And I think you'd never get to find out. So shout out to the Ravens, who are enjoying Cancun without a head coach. It's a good time.
Noah Strackbine, my man.
Yes, sir.
Piglet Egg here. Calling in. I want to give a couple of shout-outs real quick. First, to start, shout out to Santa Claus. Bring me the heart pills. Came in handy last night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Couple few.
Also
want to shout out Jesus. Forgiveness of sins. Forgive me for cussing as much as I did last night. Generally directed at Arthur Smith, but,
yes.
Hey, we're all good. We're all good. And shout out to you, Noah, for what you're doing with the traveling and the late nights. And, man, good to be young, I guess. I don't know how you're pulling that off, but shout out to you.
We got a couple of grays
now
in the beard
getting into a few question statement type of things.
Yes,
One,
sir.
anybody that's calling in saying that anybody that wants Tomlin fired isn't a fan doesn't know what they're talking about. We know he's not getting fired.
No.
But I would never want this team to lose. Ever. I want us to go win a Super Bowl right now. Then everybody can ride off into the sunset. Would be great. That would be ideal. But never, ever do I want this team to lose.
No.
So
I agree.
That's first and foremost. Secondly, on that topic is we all say, oh, who are we going to replace him with? Nobody knew who Tomlin was when we hired Tomlin.
Very
30-year-old,
true.
Positions coach. 32-year-old positions coach.
Yep.
Not disparaging. I mean, you guys were what, 9, 10 years old when we hired Tomlin?
I was.
The Rooneys go find
8,
the
9.
right guy. It's their job to find the next Tomlin. Whether that happens or not, yet to be seen. My father said when they hired Tomlin, hey, if he ain't right, they'll get rid of him and get a new guy. And that would suck, but, trust the process.
Agreed.
On top of that, what if he stays and Arthur Smith leaves, is Rodgers coming back?
It's a good question.
Or do we have to suffer through another year of Arthur Smith for Aaron to come back? And I know some people don't want Aaron back. Kind of like me not wanting Tomlin back. But neither here nor there, we all know that's going to happen. They're going to run it back one more year at least.
Yes.
And thirdly, real quick, if I can get it in before it cuts off, what's Tomlin leaving us after next year? Tomlin came into a great defense, a great offense with a future Hall of Fame rookie quarterback and a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator.
Yes.
When Tomlin leaves, what's he leaving us? That's going to be Omar Khan's.
You got more. I want to address the first part of this, which is the replacing Tomlin thing and what you do to replace him. I agree with that. And I do think, and I will always stick with this, that there's always the possibility, and it's usually stronger than the Steelers have hit. You know what I mean? And good for the Steelers. But it's hard to go 100% through an entire franchise history and say it'll never be an issue. Change is inevitable in the NFL, but it doesn't mean that you're going to hit the right guy. But I'm just supporting your argument. I'm not defending it. Or I'm not going against it. I'm supporting it. It's just part of the process. It's who would you replace him with? I have no idea. You know what I mean? And nobody else has any idea. You can name a bunch of people and maybe they work, maybe they don't work. But at the end of the day, you have no idea if any of those guys are going to be good. None of them. So, I mean, Brian Callahan's a prime example here. He was atrocious in Tennessee. That team was brutal. And it was not bad when Mike Vrabel left, but it was awful. It was so awful. And he looked great as the offensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals. He did wonders for Joe Burrow. You have no idea if these guys are going to hit or not. You have no idea. But that's the NFL. And you just have to take that and say, I'm okay with that risk when the time comes. And I think every NFL team eventually has to go through that. And if you miss, I think the second part of your argument here kind of actually adds on to it. But I'm going to let you keep going.
Hey, no, Pickled Egg calling back. Sorry.
Yes,
Just
sir.
wanted to finish that thought of what's Tomlin leaving us with. Is he leaving us off better than the way he found us? He found us with a lot. And whether you and Noah or you and Jacob agree, that did help him, right? It did help set a standard for him, and the standard became the standard until it wasn't. But neither here nor there. what's he leaving us with? An aging, outdated defense, rookie quarterback that we might be getting in the 3rd round, might be our 6th round guy, might be, who knows? Who knows? And, you know, that's going to wind up being Omar's legacy is can he build something over this off season and the next off season so when the new guy comes in, he has something to work with. And back to the Will Howard thing, I never wanted to baby Will Howard. I just didn't want Will Howard to come in and have Arthur Smith have him go 4 for 10 for negative 15 yards because he's throwing the ball 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You know, if you're going to play Will Howard, let him play. I mean, that's a moot point now, but obviously we didn't beat the Browns. The Ravens didn't lose to Green Bay. So all that's neither here nor there. Just wanted to get that out. But I understand you got to play guys. You got to play them, see what they got. But
agreed.
You know, rookie, he's gonna play what's called. So anyway, shout out to you. Shout out to Picnic Pack. Shout out to everybody. Happy New Year. God bless. Be safe. And hey, let's go Steelers. Let's go win a Super Bowl. Right on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with the Omar legacy thing. Now, I don't blame Tomlin for not leaving anybody for anything, and I don't think that you're doing that either. And I don't think anybody really. I mean, some people probably will and look at it and be like, "Oh, he didn't leave them with anything to build off of." It's like most coaches who leave don't. You know, like that's just not the Mike Tomlin got lucky. But let's also be honest. Bill Cowher left in a circumstance where most coaches don't leave. You know, Bill Cowher walked off into the sunset prematurely because of circumstances outside of football. And I, think that Mike Tomlin kind of got lucky in that instance and good for Mike T. You know what I mean? But I agree. This is where the Omar Khan legacy, honestly, the Rooney legacy, the Rooney made the hire to bring on Tomlin, and that was massive. But this is the first one without his father that he would be, hey, this is me, man. This is me. And his son, Dan, this would be the beginning of Dan's legacy too. Like this is what it begins and what you find as the Pittsburgh Steelers to say, what is the next chapter of this franchise, of this organization, and how good can they be? I mean, it's a decision that will last a long time and impact this franchise for a long, long time whenever Tomlin does leave. I think the not having anything left is part of the equation because when you look at it, there are teams that are young that you say, well, the coach is struggling, but you have a young team. And you look at Pittsburgh and you say, Mike Tomlin might leave because all of his cornerstone pieces are getting old, which again, that's part of the process in the NFL. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They got old. They got beat up. It happens. And if Andy Reid left today, he'd leave him with Patrick Mahomes, which don't get me wrong, that's fantastic. That's a great thing to do. But if the Steelers went and drafted a first-round quarterback and he looked fantastic, and my cat's yelling at me, and Tomlin decided to leave, then you leave him with the same thing. So it's you're 100% right. This is the Omar legacy. This is the Dan Rooney legacy begins. The Art Rooney legacy finishes. How does it look? And it's not going to happen this offseason. I've been told that so many times. It's not going to happen. Tomlin's not going anywhere either. When it does, if it does, I'm curious to see how it turns out because I agree with everything that you say. Shout out. The travel was, it was a blast. What do I have to say? Who cares? You know what I mean? Monday was the craziest my body's felt in years, but I'm thrilled to be back in the East Coast where it's snowing and raining and cold again because, man, I missed my cats yelling as I do these shows, and I missed all you guys as well.
Hey, Noah, it's me, Skyler. So I just saw the news that John Harbaugh got fired from the Baltimore Ravens, and I know we're scared of the draft or the coaching carousel and whatnot, but like, my question would be, if Baltimore is not afraid to get rid of Harbaugh and take a chance, why wouldn't we? Why would we keep running it back with Tomlin if it just turns around and ends up being the same thing? It just seems like we're just one big broken record. You know?
Agreed. Agreed.
Why would we run it back and try the same thing next year if it didn't work this year?
Agreed.
Why are we
Definitely
not
agreed.
taking chances? I mean, the only teams that end up winning Super Bowls usually are teams that are aggressive and do take risk and chances, you know. Tomlin, again, hasn't done much. And like I said, if Baltimore is not afraid to take that chance and fire John Harbaugh, then why
I'd
wouldn't
argue that
we
one,
be
but I hear you.
willing to take a chance to fire Tomlin? You know, just saying that if, quote unquote, we lose to the Texans on Sunday,
yeah,
and I'll admit I was wrong about us not beating the Ravens. I thought the Ravens were going to win.
Me too.
And technically they should have if it wasn't for a kick.
Nah,
again, that's on Tomlin. And
technically they lost. Technically they lost.
I think we should move off of him. Don't give Tomlin that chance again. So, just want to know your thoughts. Thanks. Bye.
Yes, sir. You bring up a great point. And I said this in my to-go the other day, the morning after Harbaugh got fired. I said it on the show, I think, that night. To me, I look at it and go, if the Steelers lose to the Houston Texans, and it's very clear that they shouldn't have won to the Houston Texans, you know, if this is a dogfight and they just can't get out of it, okay, you know, you came close. It's the first time you've come close in a while. If this is, and don't get me wrong, the Steelers are not going to fire Tomlin. So I don't want to toss this out there like it's a possibility. It's not. I'm just arguing the hypothetical, supporting the hypothetical. If they did lose to the Texans and it doesn't look good, I think Harbaugh should open the door. Like, that should open the door for the Pittsburgh Steelers to say, it's been 19 years. The Ravens have won a Super Bowl well after the Steelers have won their last Super Bowl, after the Steelers have been to their last Super Bowl. The Steelers lost to the Ravens last year in the playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game in 9 years. Meanwhile, 2 years ago, the Baltimore Ravens were in the AFC Championship game competing for a shot at a Super Bowl. It doesn't make sense. That 1 + 1 does not equal keep Tomlin. It just doesn't. If the Steelers looked at this realistically, they'd say Tomlin has done great things. And you know, there are so many people who try to discredit the winning record thing. Don't. It doesn't make any sense. It's a bad argument because winning records are in. Go ask the Kansas City Chiefs, because Patrick Mahomes in Pittsburgh would never lose more than 10 games or win less than 10 games ever under Mike Tomlin. Ever, ever, ever. Now, maybe he doesn't win a couple of Super Bowls, but that's not the argument. The argument is winning records in the NFL are significant. They're huge. And think about the teams that have been in the AFC. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals were a Super Bowl team a couple of years ago. The Baltimore Ravens have been a Super Bowl team. The Steelers have had competition to struggle to remain a winning program, and they've remained a winning program. So he's done so much to earn the respect in the NFL, but change is inevitable, and you got to fight it, and you got to look for it sometimes. And if the Steelers lose, yes, I think it should open the door. It will not. The Steelers will not get rid of Mike Tomlin, but they should. They should open the door to say, well, John Harbaugh firing clearly shows that anything is possible. To be really even more honest, I think next year, depending on how the Ravens replace him and how good they look in 2026, if the Ravens are a Super Bowl team next season, which maybe they are a head coach away from being so, the Steelers got to look at it and go, that's what happened when they made the move. Why can't we? So while this year it does open, I think it should open the door. What the Ravens do next year and how this turns out for them, I think is going to be an even bigger indicator for the Pittsburgh Steelers on whether or not it's time and whether or not they actually listen and potentially learn from the situation. But you bring up great points for sure.
No, serious question for you.
Yes, sir.
How many more night games will we have this year if we win Monday night?
You're gonna at least one, I'm guessing.
Night games, or we're gonna get one of the daytime ones.
I'm hoping all 1 p.m. games.
The struggle is real on this, especially being on the East Coast, getting up early, blue collar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Life. Don't hate it. Just prefer it a little bit earlier.
Always.
Anyway,
give me 1 p.m. games.
Mike Tomlin, he's got to come back next year. 1 more year. Not a huge fan, but just 1 more year, so we can get Marcus Freeman as our head coach the following year. All right, what's your thoughts? Thank you. Bye.
I hope no more night games. Chances are they're going to get a night game next week because it gives them like the most amount of time to prep or whatever. Who cares? It's awful. It's awful. I was talking to Jack Markowski, friend of the show, co-host of the show, maybe dropping a new show as part of the show. Maybe just tease something if you made it this far into the episode. We'll see what happens. He said, "Oh man, love a good night game. Give me 1 a.m. football." What is wrong with you, brother? That was my response. I'm exhausted by the end of the first quarter. I'm sitting there going, "Oh, it's 9:30, dude. I need to go to bed. I'm hoping no more. If they end up in Denver next week, chances are it's like chances are it's the night game again if they end up in Denver. Chances are. Unless it's New England Buffalo could take the night game. That could definitely happen. Anyways, let's keep it trucking here. New England Buffalo couldn't happen. So it'd be Pittsburgh Denver. I don't know. I if I had to guess 1 more, minimum 1 more. Maximum a couple more. Mike Tomlin, Marcus Freeman, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so. I don't know if Marcus Freeman will want to come to Pittsburgh. You hope that he would. You'd hope that if he's looking for an NFL opportunity in a year and the Steelers have an opening, that he looks at it and says their last coach was here for 19 years, 20 years at that point. Why wouldn't I want to stay? Why wouldn't I want to take an opportunity on a program that looks good? I mean, what are the other teams going to be? The Jets. Who else is really bad right now? I couldn't even name you teams that are the Raiders are going to fire. The Raiders already fired their coach. Like the Cowboys, maybe. The Cardinals fired there are no job openings next year. Like it might be Pittsburgh and New York. And if it's Pittsburgh and New York, you're going to Pittsburgh. So I hope so. I would love Marcus Freeman. I think Marcus Freeman's a fantastic coach, a phenomenal leader. And that does not just come from like, Noah's just spewing from the mouth. I have spoken to people who say Marcus Freeman is as close to a Mike Tomlin caliber leader as you can get. Give him to me. I think that'd be awesome. I think Marcus Freeman would be the man. You, my friend, are thinking outside the box. And I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
It's been a long time since I called, Noah.
Shout out to Maddie. Wow, dude. I guess
my question is, with Harbaugh being fired, how does that affect the outlook of Tomlin? Like, if we lose Monday night, does that push Rooney to make a move on firing him as well?
Good question.
I mean, so much weird stuff has happened this season that
Agreed.
It's so unpredictable. Like, is he on the hot seat then if he loses another playoff game?
No.
And then my second question is, say Cornell Tate hasn't been picked up by pick 11 or 12. Do we move up to go get him?
No.
Because
also
he just declared for the draft. Trust me, Nate said I should be the GM for the Steelers. And I would gladly take that position. Everybody can be my assistants and help me. But would you move up to get him? A generational prospect that could complement DK Metcalf very well. I think I would.
What are you giving up? Okay, so let's start with Tomlin. No, he's not going to get fired. I've been told that. But, just to go on the rant again, like, I think next year, if the Ravens look really good and the Steelers end up with the same result or worse, which is a first-round exit or worse, I think that opens the door way more than this year. You know what I mean? I think this got the brains moving. Next year and the results from it, that's when the conversation is going to get loud, real loud. But I've been told, even in Vegas, you know what I mean? Like I was told by sources out there, not happening. It's not. And like people will be like, what sources would be in Vegas? The sports person of the year event was like crazy. It was, my wife was walking around. She goes, I know none of these people. I was like, I know, dude. I was like, but I know everybody here. So this is how you know we are in the sports world right now. Look at, they're not gonna fire Tomlin this year. It's not gonna happen. Could Tomlin leave? Always. It's always a possibility, but they're not gonna fire him. Carnell Tate, I have a feeling he's gonna go third overall, fourth overall to the Titans. I think that's what's going to end up happening. You go get Cam Ward, that crazy weapon, because he has literally nobody to throw the football to. I think that's what's going to happen. If he made it to 11-12 and you're giving up, oh man, I think the smart answer is no. I think that you are taking a risk that you are missing out on a second round pick, because you'd probably have to give up a second round pick to move up and get him. If you have to give up anything more, I'm out. I'm not giving up a first round pick the year after. If you could give up a third and change to go up and get him, yeah, sure. That's what you want to do. I'd be okay with that. A second round pick, I think there are other really good wide receivers in the NFL draft that you can get that I feel comfortable with. And then I think you want that second round pick. The Steelers have too many needs. And if they didn't have too many needs, I'd say, yep, do it. Who cares? But yeah, wide receiver probably tops the list, but it's not nearly the only thing at the top of the list. And I think that makes it difficult. If this was a bad wide receiver class too, I'd feel differently. But I just think that you could get, if Carnell Tate falls to 11-12, think about the options that are going to be there at 21-22. They're going to be good, real good. So if that's the case, or even if you can move up to get somebody at like 19, 18, and all you're giving up is a third or a fourth round pick, I think it's different. So it depends on the circumstance and the package. I would not give up a second round pick to go get Carnell Tate. I agree with you that I think he's fantastic and he would be a game changer for the Steelers. I think what you need is more significant than just a wide receiver. And because of that, I think you have to play it cautiously instead of just going all in to get some of these guys, especially with a deep wide receiver class that you could probably get somebody who's also really good, maybe not Carnell Tate level, but really good in the first round and still feel comfortable about it. But again, you present the right package to me and it works. Yeah, I'd have a conversation about it for sure.
Hey, Noah, Pickled Egg here.
Yes,
just
sir.
a quick question. This one's a hard one. This one's hard for me to even ask.
Okay.
It's about Highsmith.
Okay.
Right? This man, wow. I mean, stud.
Wow is the word.
First ballot Hall of Famer. This guy's as good as Garrett. He's as good as TJ right now. He is. He just
most underrated pass rusher in the NFL.
He makes plays. He's that flipping good. Yep. But he's so injury prone.
Yes.
What do we do? What do we do? Do we get rid of him in this offseason, or do we keep him, hope he stays healthy for next season, and then we trade him as he gets a little older to get some draft capital to go get our quarterback? Because this man, wow, I love Alex Highsmith. I don't want him to go anywhere.
Yes, sir.
But he's just hurt too much. If he can make this run in the playoffs, let's go win a Super Bowl. If he can do it, great. I just talk me through it, brother. Talk me through it. I mean, I love my man.
I got a good answer for this one.
He's incredible. I just need to know where we're at, where we're going. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. My brother and I used to talk all the time when we'd let superstars go, and my brother would be devastated. I was like, oh, it was time. It was time. The Steelers knew when it was time. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. When's a good time? All that. All right. Happy New Year. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a good answer for this one. So my outlook on Alex Highsmith is, what are you going to get for a guy who's been banged up all season, who is phenomenal? I think the most underrated pass rusher in the NFL, but definitely in the AFC. Like Daniil Hunter level, like underappreciated in the league. The guy is a monster. He should be, you know, he should be like an all-pro level guy. He should be a Pro Bowler, but he's banged up all the time, right? So what are you going to get for him? A fourth round pick, third round pick maybe for an Alex Highsmith because he's beat up. If you could get a second for him, okay, that's a different conversation. But I don't think that that's realistic. If you're talking a third round pick, why are you getting rid of him? Like you have 12 draft picks. Why are you getting rid of them? And that's my argument right now, is that, to me, if the Steelers are running it back with Aaron Rodgers next season, which that's hopefully their plan, and they are going to add to the offense and try desperately to make themselves a Super Bowl contender for 2026, you're not going to get rid of Alex Highsmith, because you're going to say, it's not like we need the cash. The Steelers don't need the money. They're not struggling in the cap space area. They're totally fine. They could do whatever they want still. They could sign whoever they want. It is not Alex Highsmith's contract that is beating them up and bringing them down. So if that's the case, you know what I mean? Nick Herbig gets involved in this offense. Nick Herbig is great to have when Alex Highsmith or TJ Watt gets hurt. Jack Sawyer is still developing, but he's a fourth round pick. Like Jack Sawyer is not a guy that in year 2 you're looking at to say, this guy's got to be a superstar right now. So one more year with Alex Highsmith, I think it makes so much sense. And then after that, maybe you just let him go. Because if your options are get a third round pick or get nothing for him and let him walk, but you get one more year to try and be a contender and have a dominant player as part of that contendership, that's what you pick. You pick being a contender and you pick having that guy. And I think the Steelers would make that same choice. So to me, I agree with you. Banged up. He's so underappreciated, but I feel the same way. Like, you're always questioning on whether or not you get rid of him or not. You keep him for one more year. You try to make a run. You have a great security blanket in Nick Herbig. You continue to work Nick Herbig more and more into the offense or into the defense. You continue to work Jack Sawyer into the defense to try to keep all these guys healthy. And you accept we will lose Alex Highsmith for nothing, and that is okay. And sometimes that's okay. And I think that that's the right move for the Pittsburgh Steelers here, is to just let it go and embrace one more run with Alex Highsmith, because you are very right, sir. He is crazy. And what if next year he stays healthy all season and he puts up 15 sacks? Like if that's the case, you're going, can't believe we missed out. So I think you keep him for one more year and then you just let him walk. And I think it's very worth it, to be honest.
Good morning there, Noah.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing on this wonderful Thursday morning?
Always good. Always blessed. Great to be back.
That's great, man. Well, you know who it is. Sorry I haven't called in the last couple of weeks. Peak season was really busy. Got my ass handed to me at work. But technically it's over. But the secret that they don't tell everybody else is that peak season for us, it goes all the way until the end of spring. Why? Oh, let's see here. January, we have everybody returning Christmas presents and everybody buying more stuff with their gift cards.
I am part of that problem.
In January, then what? Starting February, people start getting their tax season money. Oh,
True.
Boy. That's another February, March, and April where we just get hosed.
True.
So it doesn't slow down for us until the summer.
True.
True. Now that at least Christmas and the holidays are over, which I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year's.
You too, my friend.
Let's get to some football here. So first, I'm going to start off with my prediction of the Steelers-Texans.
Okay.
I think it's going to be an incredibly low-scoring game. Neither team gets past 19 points. And on top of that, despite the turnover margins for either of the teams, this is going to be a 0 turnover game, catching everybody off guard.
Ooh.
0 turnovers,
Ooh.
super low scoring, lots of punts.
Yikes.
And it's going to come down to the last drive like it always does during a Steelers game.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think the magic of history has us winning. Plus the amount of energy in the locker room just from the Steelers getting back DK and, Darnell potentially and, some other key items, plus Brandon Echols being back in the building. I can only imagine how much the energy is building day after day in that locker room. I believe the energy is building for the Texans too, but I feel like the Steelers' energy is a bit different because they're already on that high.
Okay.
But they're on that high while welcoming back some of their key players that they know are going to give them a boost. So everybody's going to fight for each other. I see us coming out on top in this game.
Okay.
No ifs, ands, or buts. It's just the Steelers all the way. Like I said, it's still gonna come down to the last drive though, but the Steelers win.
Okay.
But with that said, I would like to know 2 power rankings for you, sir.
Two power rankings. 2 power rankings. All right, let's keep it trucking here. Let's see what you got to say.
Sorry about that. No, we got cut off. I was in the middle of trying to tell you we got 2 power rankings to get to.
Yes, sir.
The first of which is the Steelers-Ravens game. I need to know your 5-player power rankings for the Steelers game. And I already got a sneaky suspicion you're going to say that the crowd is either one of them or they're going to get an honorable mention. But after that power ranking, I would like to know your player power rankings cumulatively for the entire season.
Okay.
Based on performance all season long, I want to know your 5-player power ranking. And I want to know which of the rookies, regardless of round they were drafted in, pretend they all got drafted first round. I don't care. I want to know which rookie stood out the most. Not just stood out the most for you this year, but also overperformed more than they should have.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be somebody who's seen snaps every single game. It could be somebody who may have only played a couple of times, but as long as they outperformed expectations, I just want to know. And I can't wait to hear what you're going to say. And I can't wait to call in next week now that I'm not super busy anymore. But anyways, love to you. Love to Jacob. Sorry you were seeing red yesterday, Jacob. We all have those days. But love out to the AST Nation, and I'm glad to be back. Have a great day.
Appreciate you for sure. Let's start with the week 18. Week 18 power rankings. I mean, 5. Five. Who's number 5? I'm gonna toss out. Number 5 is Keanu Benton. That guy is a monster sometimes. He's been back and forth. You know what I mean? It hasn't been the best season for him, but it definitely hasn't been the worst. And there have been moments of shine for Keanu Benton. Keanu Benton's number 5 with ease. Number 4, for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Number 4. I'm gonna go the offensive line. I'm gonna lump them all together because I think they've played really, really well. And I think that what they did in the ground game the other day and what they did keeping Aaron Rodgers up the other day. Let's go the offensive line, number 4. Troy Fautanu especially has been an absolute freak of nature. That guy is so underappreciated when people talk about like rising stars in Pittsburgh. Troy Fautanu is an animal, guys, an animal, and he's healthy. So I'm all about it. Number 4 is the offensive line. Number 3 is Cam Hayward. Sorry, but not sorry. That guy's just ridiculous, and he just makes plays that are ridiculous, and he continues to. And Cam Hayward is an ant. This is, I will say this every year until he retires. Cam Hayward deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves to be a Hall of Fame player one day because that is how good he has been throughout his career, especially in the city of Pittsburgh. Shout out to Cam Hayward. He's number 3 on my list. Number 2 is number 2 is going to be Alex Highsmith. Honorable mention is going to be the running backs in week 18. Number 2 is Alex Highsmith. That dude's just a freak, guys. Come on. We just talked about him. Like, you can't keep Alex Highsmith off this list on a week-to-week basis when he's available. He's crazy. He is the guy. If we had real conversations about like real impact in the future and what the Steelers could do, you trade TJ Watt and you keep Alex Highsmith, because Alex Highsmith, when healthy, is TJ Watt. That's how good he is. It's Alex Highsmith is number 2. Number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. You won a football game because your quarterback threw a touchdown with a minute some left. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers, because he is the guy. He said it. He said, I keep everybody cool, calm, collected in that huddle in those moments. And Steelers haven't had that in so long. Number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. Let's do the season. Now let's do the rookies. I got 2 of them. Jack Sawyer is number 1. That dude has just been great. You know, Derek Harmon hasn't exceeded expectations. That dude is phenomenal, but I knew he was going to be phenomenal. People get bored about defensive tackle draft picks. Don't. They're so much fun, and they make such an impact. No, but Jack Sawyer has done some really good things. Jack Sawyer's been that guy. I think he's a building block for the future, but you're not looking for him to take a massive step next year. You're just looking for him to continue to build, continue to get better. Jack Sawyer's that guy. Y.A. Black's the other one. Y.A. Black from the start of the season to right now went from like a guy that like you like, but he's not playing at the level that you like, to a guy that you see a future with in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. That's who Y.A. Black has become. He's got a lot of building to do. He's not there yet. Neither is Jack Sawyer, but both of them look like guys that contribute next season more, and then contribute the season after that more, and build themselves into starters in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. That's what both of these guys have become. Shout out to both of them. Carson Bruner deserves some credit too. He's an honorable mention in this one, because that kid is a great special teamer, and I had no hope for him whatsoever. So that one's on me, but he makes plays. He's athletic. He's the only inside linebacker outside of Peyton Wilson that I think is on the roster from this year to next year. And that's because of his special teams ability. So shout out to Carson Bruner. And then let's do the season power rankings here. This one's tough. This one's real tough. The year as a whole, number 5. Number 5 in my eyes is Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson has been underrated all year long. People have overlooked his contributions all year long. He is developing really nicely. He is taking on way more than what he has been. Peyton Wilson to me is the future of the inside linebacker position as your linebacker like B, but you need a linebacker B, and he's a damn good one. And I'm not going to even limit him and say, oh, he can't be a linebacker 1. No, I think he can. I think he's got that upside. Peyton Wilson's a stud. Number 4, Joey Porter Jr. Come on, guys. This dude's developed into a lockdown corner. That's what he did. He started the year as a guy that you move on from, and he ended the year as your guy at cornerback. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's what you love to watch in the NFL. That is what makes the NFL fun, is watching guys who say, hey, I started bad, but by the end of the year, I am elite. That is what Joey Porter did. Shout out to Joey Porter Jr. He's number 4, without question. Number 3 to me is Aaron Rodgers. I think it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. This dude has at times sucked, but at times kept this team together, at times won football games for this team. I just don't think that you're here without Aaron Rodgers. I think the middle ground of number 3 is exactly where you want him to be. It hasn't been the craziest season, definitely not the worst season, but overall Aaron Rodgers is a good chunk of the reason that the Steelers are in the playoffs and doing what they've done. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers. Number 2 is Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. NVPG and Jaylen Warren are the dynamic duo, in my eyes, top 5 running back duo in the NFL. Neither of which are a top 5 running back in the NFL. That's awesome. Those two are the future of the position. You re-sign Kenny G the second that the season ends. Don't care about it. Go do it. Those two are monsters. And then number 1 is the man that I just named. Number 2 for week 18, and that's Cam Hayward. Best player on the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. Sorry. You can disagree all you want. He deserves to be an all-pro. He deserves to be a Pro Bowler. He's a Hall of Famer. He's 36 years old doing just insane things. Insane things. The underappreciation for Cam Hayward this season is nuts. Nuts. Because people say, what's Cam doing? Cam's winning football games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cam's making plays. Cam's stopping the run. Cam's stopping the pass. Cam's doing everything in his power to be a dynamic, dominant football player at an age that nobody should be. Cam Hayward has been single-handedly the best player on the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. And I get it. Maybe outside of Kenny G, who was like the MVP, I understand that, but I think they fit better at number 2. Cam Hayward deserves it. Shout out to Cam, and I feel really good about that. I think Cam Hayward, in my eyes, the day he retires, I will write the greatest "you should be a Hall of Famer" story ever, because gosh darn it, he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. Shout out to Cam Hayward, man. Best player on the Steelers this season. I love it. Shout out to Stephen Cornfield. Let's finish it off with this one.
Going on, Noah. This is Dustin, a.k.a. Tater Chip, for hopefully the last time today, but I felt compelled to call in one last time to sort of amend what I said in the last section of my call.
Okay.
And the Denver Broncos clearly is a team that's little slight nervousness about, but I think we can take them, just like I've seen some other commentary. This is like some 2005 vibes. Feeling it, I'm keeping a close eye. We're keeping a close eye on the Broncos, but I think we got this. Especially DK got 2 weeks off and good to go.
Yes, sir.
And but yeah, I've just been enjoying watching all of the Ravens fans crash out videos all morning. Basically all day, and it's just a beautiful thing to witness. For once, we're on the positive side of it, and oh man, is it so glorious to see a Ravens fan crash out. Such a great thing. But yeah, I wanted to keep this one short and sweet.
Yes,
hopefully,
sir.
All the Picnic Pack and everyone else, Steeler Nation, has had the ability to enjoy it as much as I have, because I just love that stuff. So take it easy, y'all. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll make my pick later today. I'm excited for it. I don't think I'm ready for it, but I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens. Shout out to Darth Tater Chip Salad, my guy. My guy. All right, guys. With that said, I'm heading out here. Thank you so much for jumping on to another episode of the AST Call-In Show. You want to join the awesome people who called in and made today's show great, you could do so by clicking the link in the description of both the audio and the video and becoming a member of AST Nation in the Picnic Pack today. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. Can't thank you guys enough for that. We are approaching 60,000. I honestly, I'm already thinking of 100,000 because Jacob's got to get a tattoo. We've already established that one. So of Cordero Patterson's face on his back. It's going to be awesome. Hit the like and subscribe button. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalk. Find all my work at si.com/NFL/Steelers. And I'll be back later for the flagship show. Until then, enjoy another beautiful day in the Berg. Peace.